Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Strong Conversations inside the studio, inside the Simpson Strong Tie booth at fabulous Las Vegas International Builder Show 2025. I, as always, is Sam Marcoux, and joining me now, the man, the myth, the legend, the very well-dressed Frank Dix from Zonda. Frank, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me. I don't think I've ever had an intro quite that good before.
Well, this is what I do. I do the intros, and then I've been doing a lot of intros and a lot of talking, so I just need you to carry the rest of the show after this. So I'm done. I'm spent. The next 20 is on you.
I'm more of a under-promise, over-deliver guy.
There you go.
We'll see.
So what do you do for Zonda?
So I run our building products team. So if you look at Zonda, kind of historically, there's kind of three core verticals. The number one being the home builders. We've worked with home builders for over 40 years, and about 7 or 8 years ago, we saw an opportunity to take that same sort of information and roll it up and help support the building materials companies. So whether it's your customers, your truss and frame guys, or the manufacturers themselves, really anyone who really wants to understand the lay of the land, where the activity is and what's happening in home building.
It's amazing. So maybe I should back up a little bit, because I work with Zonda just about every single day. I'm on your platforms and pulling information. There's so much data. But for those that might not know exactly what Zonda is, how did you guys get started? How did you kind of scratch the itch that the industry needed? Like, why do you guys exist?
Yeah, so I would say, Zonda as a whole really, was a tale of two companies. There was Myers Research Group, that was really tracking more of housing demand, contract sales, what that looks like, how many contract sales are going each month. Then you had Metro Study, was more on the supply side. They were tracking lot inventory for builders, land transactions, things like that. So it was about 6 months before I joined, back in the middle of, I think, 2018. They had merged, to really take that opportunity to give all the professionals and stakeholders in the industry that holistic look of supply and demand and what's really going on in the market and how to navigate it.
Yeah. What were you doing before you joined Zonda?
I was at a consulting firm.
Okay.
Oddly enough, still focused strictly on building materials, so more true market research of sizing and segments in the market, similar to what Zonda does, but on both commercial and residential. So it's been, I always say that I'm on the other side of the fence, but I've been in the industry since out of college.
Other side of the fence, but there's a gate.
Yep.
So since college, I always am fascinated. Are you a legacy person in this industry? Meaning, are you a second generation of anything, or did you just find the industry?
No, I kind of just found it. I actually had just gotten to law school, and I wanted, my goal was to be Jerry Maguire. I wanted to be a sports agent.
Okay.
But I was young, followed a girl to Cincinnati, and got a job. It was actually at the time called I Square Foot.
Okay.
They were one of the first online plan rooms. So back in the day, these GCs or even subcontractors, when they needed to do takeoffs and estimating, they would have to go to a local plan room and pull these big blueprints, do the estimating there. I Square Foot was one of the first companies that really put that online and go digital with it. So kind of fell into the market research software side of building materials right out of college.
So it's interesting that obviously you have a passion for it. I mean, you've stuck with it and been highly successful. But did you know that? Did you always have like a mind of going through all that data? I guess to be a sports agent, you would, but differently, right?
No. I mean, I'm a sales guy at heart, right? But I think when I joined Principia and really got into understand the market and the nuances of it, the value engineering and all the cool innovation, that's really where I kind of found a passion for it.
Yeah.
And then, when I thought, I saw the merger with Myers and Metro Study, that's the potential to be something really big right there.
Zonda is such a fascinating and wonderful company. Like I said, I'm in it for my neck of the woods. I live in Northern California. That's where I'm based. Mm-hmm. So I'm very interested in the data that you guys are able to pull, not just on what's happening now, but in the future. Right. Not just the near future, but let's look 2 years into the future and see what's going to happen, what we think is going to happen based on all the research that you guys have.
Right.
How are you guys able to compile all that? What's that process look like?
I have to give credit to our leadership team. If you look at our acquisitions, even back to when I first joined, I kind of questioned some of the acquisitions we were making, but they've really made complementary acquisitions to not only help, innovate in new parts of the industry, or, focusing on home buyers and how they buy, product trends and that, but the acquisitions they've made also help. We can pull data and insights from that to then better serve our core legacy, which is the building materials, the builders, and so forth. So it's been really cool to watch this kind of then build this ecosystem to really drive the innovation in the housing market.
Ecosystem is the appropriate phrase to say, because
absolutely,
one of the things that I know to be true is the information that you guys collect, the information that you guys provide, helps other companies make business decisions, crucial decisions. So there's a lot of power there with regards to, you guys have a lot of influence.
Yes, absolutely.
And are, one of the key stakeholders for a lot of other companies to say, well, what is Zonda seeing? What are they telling us?
Right.
And we need to make a move one way or the other.
Yep.
You guys are obviously aware of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's instrumental in all the decisions we make, whether it's creating new verticals or upgrading new products and different methodologies and researches. I think the one thing that's been really awesome about Zonda is obviously the data. That speaks for itself. You can't look at the data and tell me that that's not going to be powerful for your business, but I think it's really the people. Not just my team. I love my team. My boss has become one of my good friends. Not to say that we don't butt heads at times, right? I think that's critical. As you're trying to push an industry forward, to be able to have conversations and relationships where you can challenge each other, but still work through the same goal and be aligned on that.
Yeah, full disclosure, so we're in the studio here, and you just shouted out your boss. First of all, good career move. Love that.
Yeah.
Right? But he's also watching.
Yep.
Through the glass.
Probably hoping I fumble.
No, he did. He's supporting you, and I love the way you guys support. You guys have a good culture there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a lot of hard work, but it's we all get along and we're able to have fun while we do it.
Yeah, and you guys look good too. I mean, you guys showed up. There's 3 or 4 of you guys here. They're here to show support. You're rocking a fantastic pocket square.
Yeah.
He's got a pocket square out there.
A pink one.
Yeah,
he likes
he's
to
got
follow
the pink
suit
one
a little bit.
I think you
tailor.
win. You got but the suit jacket looks nice. You guys are rocking and rolling.
Yeah, I mean, this is our Super Bowl.
That's
all
exactly
of our clients are here. All your clients are here. Like my team being the building products, we're not at our booth. I had 30,000 steps yesterday running from meeting to meeting to kind of meet with the clients, see what their new initiatives, give them updates on what we're doing and where we might be able to support. So it's a pretty important event for us here.
It's funny, I'm glad you phrased it that way. This is our Super Bowl, because that's how we pitched this idea of doing the podcast here in our booth.
Kind of like a Radio Row?
Radio Row, that's exactly
Love
right.
that.
You can hear take a look at the booth. I mean, I'm not lying, Frank. We have people.
Your guys' booth is always heavy traffic. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, I like to think this is you and I. We brought
we'll roll with
the
that.
audience.
We'll roll. I like it.
Yeah, we sold it out. But we wanted to immerse people and just let people know what is going on. I mean, there's an electricity, there's a buzz. People are very, very hopeful, especially later this year.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of people who have said later this year is really when we're going to start to see this thing take off again. And I have loved everybody's opinion, but you're the one that I really want to hear from. What are we looking at from the home builder side of things for the rest of the year?
It's a loaded question. There's so many nuances that impact the housing industry, whether it's affordable housing, labor shortage has for years been a big issue. I think when you look at this year, I think in terms of revenue streams, specifically for building products companies, it's going to be a shift or almost a complete reverse of where we've seen it, the past 18, 24 months, or, even 3 to 4 years, where a lot of it's been new heavy construction driven.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see that soften for a number of reasons. You've got, the implications from tariffs, the labor shortage, the supply side. But I really think there's going to be a shift of the new construction as that soften to kind of remodeling projects, high-end, big remodeling projects on people who just don't have the funds to relocate, to buy a new house, build a new home. So I think that's going to be a shift in just the terms where building products can find additional revenue as the new construction market softens.
Well, and that speaks to what a lot of the leaders in our industry have said when they've sat down here this week. Is we have to control what we can control.
Absolutely.
There's so many external factors and just geopolitical landscapes and macroeconomics that we have no say in. We just have to roll with it. And it's how we roll with it and what we can control as we go that will really make the difference until some of these other things either course correct or get course corrected, or we figure out how to adapt to it.
Yeah, and I think that's important. You always hear about the challenges in the industry, and I always kind of look at, what are our challenges at Zonda?
Yeah.
And I don't think we have our own challenges. Our challenges is how can we be better and find better information, do better research to help you guys solve problems and continue to move the industry forward.
So I want to talk about that too, but I do want to circle back to something you said, which is the people that you work with. I mean, the company's culture is probably the most important thing, other than having a fantastic product, in order to survive. And that's an internal metric, I think, that most people are aware of. But I have to shout out your team members. Anytime I've needed anything, you guys have been there.
They're so awesome.
And that's one of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons why a company like ours wants to do business with a company like yours.
It makes my job a lot easier when I know that I have people who can produce. I mean, some of them probably a little bit smarter than I am, right? Different aspects of it. You know, I'm a sales guy. I didn't do anything in data science. I kind of fell into this and found a love for it. But, you know, that's, you know, I always call us like we're a very well-established, you know, massive old company, but we operate like a startup. We run lean. We're constantly challenged from leadership to push the envelope and be better. So you have to have a good core of people to make things work that way.
Well, and since we now talk, you've actually grown my network of Bengals fans by 33%.
Who day?
Yeah, right.
Love the black and orange in here.
We did this for you. We do a lot of market research
that.
ourselves.
Yeah.
We got feet on the ground, boots on the ground, and we were like, okay, Frank's coming in. He's a Cincinnati Bengals guy. We're going to go ahead and do orange and black.
Love that.
So Les Birchmeyer, who you just met, and, of course, our friend Jack Grant, also Bengals fan. So shout out to Jack. Actually, Jack, I think, technically gets producer credit for this show because he is the one who recommended that you come on the show. So this is his fault.
Jeff asked me to speak or do anything with you guys, I always like he had me come down a couple years ago to your annual sales summit in Dallas.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to go in and speak, and I walk in, and right before me, the keynote was Ali Wolf, our chief economist.
Yes.
And she's a little bit smoother than I am, a little bit more informed on things. So it was all good, you know, just led with a little self-deprecation, and it's great, you know.
Well, not to make it harder, but we did have Jeff Shore in here right before.
I noticed that right when I walked in. That's the first thing I saw.
But I think it actually speaks to, if we flip the script, it speaks to the company you keep and who you are. So looking at IBS, like you were telling me right before you came over to our booth, we're in the Central Hall. Mm-hmm. You were just in the West Hall, which means you left yesterday to get here on time.
Yep.
It's a massive show. I mean, this is a huge show.
You know, like, and it's not only big as far as exhibitors, but it's packed. It's hard to walk down hallways. The traffic, I feel like it picks up year after year. As the show even gets bigger, the traffic continues to increase. They do a great job at hosting it. I love it because this will be my 9th year in a row here.
Okay.
So for me, it's not just coming to see new clients. It's to see, you know, friends I've met through the industry.
Yeah.
You know, that maybe they don't work in the same vertical as me anymore, but just to catch up with them and just the innovation on products that you see launched here every year. You know, and I think it really sets the tone, you know, at the beginning of the year to get everyone excited and attack the year ahead. So
what's getting you excited? You're walking the floor, you're seeing everything. Is there something out there that makes you go, man, that's going to be cool?
I did see a mermaid at a booth the other day, which I don't know if it was...
You saw a mermaid?
A mermaid, a live mermaid sitting in front of a booth. So that was interesting. What has caught me off guard or impressed me this year?
I want to see a mermaid. Where's the mermaid?
West Hall. If you can get there by tomorrow if you leave now.
Oh, that's too far away, even for a mermaid.
I don't think there's one thing that sticks out. I'm a curious person, so I like to go around and ask questions and just kind of see what's changed. Booths change over years.
Yeah.
Like, this is new for you guys. This is an awesome setup.
Yeah.
So I just like to see the difference in how things progress year over year.
This actually doubled as my hotel room. That's why we were able to fit it into budget.
I mean, you've been in here every time I've walked by.
Yeah,
so
this is just a futon.
Now I'm on your bed.
Yep. Yeah, you're sitting on my bed for tonight, but that's okay. Speaking of innovation, you guys are constantly trying to innovate and innovating. What are you guys working on?
A lot. You know, we've made some big acquisitions over the past couple of years. You know, BDX was a huge one. It is our biggest yet. You know, so that gives us the ability to not only better serve the home builders, but with that digital design center, right?
Yeah.
Well, now we can get trends and insights as to decision drivers for home buyers as they're going to design their new home. You know, what are their trends that they're picking up on?
Nice.
If you walk into a bathroom, what's the first thing a home buyer wants to pick out, right? So those little insights we're going to be able to obtain from that, I think is going to be awesome. But selfishly for me, my team and our customers, if you look at building products, for years, big issue, labor shortage.
Yeah.
Right? There's no transparency into it. You don't know who's doing what. So actually cracking the code on that, we're going to be able to kind of map out, you're going to be able to see who, once your products are on a distributor shelf, you don't know if that's going to new construction, remodel, commercial, right?
Yeah.
You don't know who's doing that. We're going to be able to basically show you kind of the whole customer journey mapping of your products,
wow.
of whether it's going new construction, commercial, who that installer is, what builders they're working with, to really give you insight to that. What installers or builders are installing your competitors' products, right? So that's something that, for years people have asked us about, and I think we're finally cracking the code on that. We've just brought on a guy named Doug Hetty, big brain. He was here with us earlier this week, really excited, and he might be a little bit more excited than I am, just because it's kind of his brain trust, his baby. But to have that new, solution, that's not only just for building products guys, but it's going to help builders, when they can't get labor, their go-to guys are booked, who they can go to. So the affordability issues, it's going to help that a little bit as well. So it's going to be massive.
It's amazing, and again, ties back to everything that you guys provide to the industry. I've talked to a lot of people over the last couple of days, and you have hit on everything that they have all brought up individually, and we're all seeing the same thing. We're all in this together. We're all trying to figure out ways to solve it in our own way, working together. It's just incredible, and I want to say thank you to Zonda, because you guys are just fantastic with everything that you guys do. Thank you for being here. We're talking to Frank Dix from Zonda, VP of Sales.
Building products.
Building products. I got that wrong. Cincinnati Bengals fan. I got that one right.
Who day?
We are at the Super Bowl of the building industry. We're at IBS 2025. If you look out here, you can see through the studio, there's just a lot of traffic. There is so much going on, so much activity, a lot of excitement. I have a couple more questions for you, and then I know you got to get going because you got a million things that you got to do. So, 9th year coming to IBS. Obviously, you've been to Vegas a few times. I want to know where's the best place to eat? What's your favorite restaurant to go to in Las Vegas?
This is kind of a canned, answer, but I always love Nobu. It never disappoints.
Yeah.
It's a staple. There's a place that it's called Mila's. It used to be in the Cos, but I think it's in the Venetian now.
I ate there the other night.
That place is amazing. You get to walk through and pick out your fish and all of that. It's not only great food, but it's a cool experience.
Mila's is. I ate there the other night. And it's the first time in probably 20 years that I ate zucchini. I cannot stand zucchini. And they brought out their Milo's special, and it's all the zucchini. And they did something. I missed it. It was like sleight of hand. And the whole thing sort of like melted and fell down, and it tasted amazing. My father had a booth at the Zucchini Festival in Northern California every year growing up. And I'm so sick of zucchini as a result that I was like, I'm not eating that. I was at Milo's, to your point, and I was like, this is amazing. I'm back in on zucchini.
Was it good?
It's very good.
Absolutely.
Really good.
It's just a cool experience, too.
Yeah.
The way you can pick the fish and the way they played everything, it's a cool time.
Yeah, it really is. Really good presentation. All right, last question. Probably the most important question of the week. Maybe, possibly of the year. Okay, you're not going to get a more important question than this. We're in Vegas. Lots of casino games, lots of casinos. There's table games. There's the sports book. There's all these different ways to gamble. For $1 million, you have a chance to win $1 million. You get to pick the game. What game are you playing and why?
So I'm a big blackjack guy, but it's just kicking my butt this week.
Yeah.
So now, is it one bet, like one hand of blackjack, or do I get to? Because if it's one thing, I don't want to have to make that decision to hit or stay. I'm putting it all on black.
So you're going roulette.
Oh, yeah.
You're
all
going
on black.
And you're putting it on black, not red?
Black.
Okay.
Do or die.
There you go. See, I wish I didn't think about this till right now. I should have guessed what you would say and then see how close. I pictured you as a sportsbook guy. Like you're going to go in there and you're going to just drop it on.
Yeah, but if it's for $1 million, I don't want to have to die a slow death. I just want to just get it over.
Let's get it over with.
I'm either winning or losing.
Win or lose.
Flip of the coin.
There you go. Frank, thank you so much for being here.
You having
Strong
me.
Conversations. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything that people need to know that we haven't covered yet for Zonda or yourself?
No, I mean, like I said, I'm really excited about what we're going to do to help the labor shortage and drive that. And we've just got so much going on. We're getting into the listings business, the digital side of things. So we're really connecting. It used to be, from land till home completion. Now it's from land until that home is designed and someone is actually living in there and they're designing it. So we're going to be able to pull so many good insights going forward to better support the industry and kind of drive innovation and hopefully help solve a bunch of the problems.
Right on, right on. That's what we're here to do. We're here to solve some problems, fall in love with the problem, and then fix it. Well, I think at this point, it's probably time to let you go, live your life. Maybe go find another restaurant. I'll take food recommendations anytime you want to give them to me. But thank you all for listening. This is Strong Conversations live from IBS. Stay tuned. We got more content for the rest of the day, rest of tomorrow. Stay tuned.